Hey y'all, Jordan here from the Crafted Piglet, ready to help you master the art of crocheting. Today's tutorial is going to be all about using those skills that you learned in my beginner crocheting series videos. And you are going to put those skills to the test by making your first project today. And our first project is going to be a dishcloth. And the reason I want you to start off with a dishcloth as opposed to doing a hat or a scarf or whatever else you were hoping we may start off with is because a dishcloth is normally square, right? And if you can crochet something in a square, then you can most definitely make a blanket. So I want you to be super confident after this video is done in your ability to make a blanket if that's what you're going for. So without anything further, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright y'all, so to go ahead and get started, what you're going to need, you will need your yarn. Preferably you would use 100% cotton yarn. I don't have any, so I'm just going to use this blend of cotton and polyester. And then you also need your handy dandy crochet hook. Remember, if we look at our label, it tells us what size hook to use. I still don't have a size I hook, so I'm just going to use an H because that's what I have, and that's pretty close to an I. So what you want to start off with, this is also not my pattern. I will post a link to this pattern in the description box so you can go check out the person who made this pattern. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 36, and you want to make sure that you don't chain too tightly because then the rest of your project will look kind of weird because that first chain, the first row is so tight. So we're going to chain 36, 1, so once you've chained 36, you are going to do a half double crochet, chain 1, and then half double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So let's count the 4th chain from the hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this chain right here, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through that chain, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do another half double crochet in that same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Then you're going to skip this next chain and go into this one right here with a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet again. So the same thing that you just did. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, and there you go. You've done your first 2 groups. So we're just going to continue doing that same thing. So we're going to skip a chain and go into the next one. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And you're just going to continue that pattern all the way down until you get to the last 2 stitches in your chain. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on throughout this, and I'll meet you back when I'm done. Alright, so we finished up until this point. So I have 2 stitches left to do. You might find that your work has kind of curled up a little bit, and that probably just means that your foundation chain, your foundation stitch is just a little too tight. Instead of just pulling everything out, why don't you just try and stretch your yarn a little bit, stretch your project, and see if that kind of helps straighten everything out. Now, as a beginner crocheter, that's just something you have to work on, is the tension with your chain stitching. So don't worry about it. You just have to keep practicing and you'll eventually get the feel for it. So what we're going to do here for these last 2 stitches is we're going to skip this chain and we're going to half double crochet, just one, in this last chain right here. So we're going to half double crochet into that last stitch. Right? Then you have finished your first row in your washcloth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and this chain 2 is going to count as your half double crochet here, and it's going to count as first half double crochet throughout the whole project. So once you've chained 2, we're going to turn our work. And then we're going to half double crochet into that first chain 1 space. So our first chain 1 space would be right here. You see how there's a little bit of a hole? That's our first chain 1 space, because remember we did a half double crochet, chain 1, and then half double crochet into that first, or into that 4th stitch from the hook. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, and you're going to half double crochet, and you're going to chain 1, and you're going to half double crochet. So all in that first chain 1 space, you did a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet again. So then you are going to, in the next chain 1 space, you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook to do a half double crochet. Sometimes this cotton stuff can be kind of finicky. You got lots of little threads that try to come out. You just got to keep playing with it. Chain 1, and then half double crochet again. So you're just going to continue this all the way through your project. So again, we're going to half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet into that next chain 1 space. Half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. All right. So there you go. So you're just going to continue doing this all the way down the row, and once you get to the last stitch, you are going to half double crochet in that last stitch. So that's going to be the top of your chain 2 from your previous round. And I'll show you once we get all the way to the end. So I'll be back once I get to the end of row number 2. Alright, so I'm getting to the end here. I've got one more chain 1 space that I'm going to work in. So I'm going to do my half double crochet, my chain 1, and my half double crochet. And then here, we're going to do this in the top of our chain 2. So, let's see if I can find it. It's 1, 2. Alright, so remember how on the last row we chained 2 to turn our work? So we're going to go into that second chain and we're going to do a half double crochet. And there we go. It would have been really helpful if I had mentioned to put a stitch marker in that second chain once you did the chain 2. That'll make it a lot easier for you to see where to go in for that last half double crochet. So basically, you'll want to continue doing the same exact thing for the rest of your project. So you'll end up doing 26 rows of this. So we just did 1, 2 rows. So you would just continue on with that same stitch pattern until you get to your 26th row, and then you will be pretty much done with your washcloth. And if you're feeling fancy, you could try your hand at going around for a decorative stitch, but I'm not going to do that today. But I will show you my finished project once I am all done with my 26 rows. So I'll be back in a little bit. When you've gotten all of your rows done, this is what your washcloth will look like. If you wanted it perfectly even, like perfectly square, you would want to make sure you have as many rows as you do stitches going across this way. But I like the size of this. I think it's really a good size, and it looks like the size of a regular washcloth. So this will be hopefully a fun project for you to do. I am probably going to go around my edges and just make a border. I'm not going to do that in this video. If you want to know how to do a border along the edges of your projects, let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Alright y'all, that's all for today. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for the next video. If you have any requests, any ideas for me, let me know. I'd love to do it. If you see in the background, this is a memory bear that I just made. It is not crocheted. I do a lot more things other than just crocheting. I do love to sew. I love making memory bears, and I love making quilts as well. So those are my other things that I like to do. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a fabulous week. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye y'all. Pregnancy cravings. Jello. J-E-L-L-O. It's alive.